Hi and welcome back to another video of the Basic JavaScript for Beginners course. In today's lesson you are going to learn how to write your first JavaScript Hello World program. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is introducing you to your best friend during this journey, which is the developer tools. Developer tools is basically a set of tools that help you as a programmer to test and debug your program. In other words, it helps you to understand the web page as a programmer from a client-side perspective. The developer tools is basically available on all browsers. If you are on Google Chrome and you want to open the dev tools, what you can do is click right mouse anywhere on the page, then choose inspect. Here we have our dev tools with the different available tools like console, source, network, and so on. Another way to open the dev tools is by clicking on the three dots that you can see on the top right corner, then choosing more tools, then developer tools. Another way to open the dev tools is by using the keyboard by pressing Ctrl Shift and I if you are running on Windows. The one thing that I want you guys to be familiar with is the console. The console is a tool that allows us to basically log information related to our JavaScript code, like errors and warning and so on. It also helps us to debug our programs and understand our JavaScript codes better. Another thing to mention is that the console allows us also to interact with the actual page context, which is really great. And to demonstrate this, let's write our first JavaScript program. Let's say that we want to interact with the page and we want to tell the page to display the message hello world. Let's do it. What we can do is using the function alert, then displaying the message hello world as a parameter, and hit enter. As you see, the hello world message is displayed. Congrats, this is your first JavaScript program. So for the most time you won't be writing your JavaScript programs like this way, except if you are doing a lot of debugging and testing. In this case, this way would make sense. The other way to write our JavaScript codes is by injecting or adding our JavaScript code directly within our HTML pages. Let's see how we can do it. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is creating our working folder. Let's give it any name. I'm going to name it JS course. The second thing that we have to do is opening that folder with our code editor, which is in this case our Visual Studio Code. Let's open up the folder. Okay, what we can do now is creating a new file, which is gonna be our HTML page. Let's name it index.html. Let's put some HTML code within it. So let's give it a title, JS course. Basically, there are two ways to add JavaScript code within an HTML page. The first way is when you want to add JavaScript directly within your HTML page, and the second way when you want to add an external source of JavaScript. So both ways use the script tag. So let's replicate the previous example using the first method and see the result. So first thing that we have to do is add the script tag. Now there is something to mention is that the script tag can be added to the head section or to the body section, but it's better if you put the script tag just before closing the body tag. We are going to display the message hello world, but this time I'm not going to use the alert function. Instead, I'm going to use the console log function to display that message. Sorry. Now let's save this file and open this index.html with our browser to see the result. Okay, now when we open the index file or the index.html file, nothing happens on the page. But if we open the DevTools, then we go to the console tab, we see that the hello world message is displayed, which means that the function console log printed the hello world on the console. Now let's go back to our code editor and try to replicate the same example with the second way, which uses an external source. There's something I want to talk about before jumping straight into applying the second method on the same example, which is that you might consider using external script when you have to use the same code in many different pages. And also when you put your HTML script and JS scripts in two different or in separate files, your code becomes more clear and more easy to maintain. Okay, now when we say an external script, we mean that we have an external file or an external source. So the first thing that we need to do is to create a new file within our folder or within our working folder. We are going to give it a name. Let's name it app with the extension JS, which refers to JavaScript. Then at this time we don't have to add anything to that file. Then we will go back to our HTML page. Then, as I've told you, that we have to use the same tag for the second method too, with the only difference that we have to specify the source here. In our case it's the app.js file, and the code will not live on here anymore, but it has to live within the app.js file. Okay, let's paste it here. Now let's save all our files, then let's see the result. So now if we refresh the page, we are expecting to have the same result, which is displaying the message hello world on the console. Okay, let's try it out. Let's refresh the page. Okay, as you see guys, the message hello world is displayed, and you can see here that this piece of code lives in the app.js file at line number 1. Here we are at the end of this lesson. I hope that you have learned something new today. If you have any question, please use the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.